So we've started writing a lot of the markup. I always say we, but me. I've been writing this markup. If you've been following along, I guess, with the video series, then kind of know what we're doing here. And it's functional, right? I've got it working, but man, it's just very repetitive. And so you might have heard the term dry in programming, where you don't repeat yourself. And there's a lot of repetitive things here, and very few things change. At least this was just placeholder, but we could easily use that as the ID. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this markup to where we only really write this once, and then we put that in a loop, and we're going to use ACF. So if we take a look at this, this is our custom fields. ACF stands for Advanced Custom Fields in WordPress. It's a separate plugin. And so I've created the navigation, that's a tab, and then in there we'll have a repeater, so that way the client can add as many pins as they'd like. And so just to show you kind of what that will look like, they'll have an image and then they'll have the name. And it's a repeater because you can add more to it, and then it'll repeat, and we can loop over this little list, and that will be the menu. And then we've got our other tab here for the pins. And a pin will have a name. It'll also have an image. So there's kind of the same thing going on there. We could probably improve that. The description about it. And then we've got the task. And I might change how this layout looks from this kind of table to something else, because it's going to get really tight in here, and we probably don't want that. And so we can see this over here. This is kind of our front end, right? We've got all of our different pins. And now we've got the logic set up behind all these pins, and I can show you kind of how that works. But basically you check on this and it makes an AJAX request to my file, basically, but it saves this as the user's meta to their little WordPress profile account. So it's a fast way of saving data, and then when we refresh the page here, you can see that that's saved and it knows it's checked. If I uncheck that, refresh, now that's no longer saved. So pretty cool, and I'll get into that probably in a little separate thing, but I used AJAX within WordPress, and that was pretty neat. So I'll show you how that all works. And yeah, so what we'll do is we'll convert all this markup into an actual PHP loop, and then each pin will also be in a loop as well. That'll be in a repeater. And this will get a little interesting because we're going to repeat over this whole section, but then we're also going to have another repeater in here because each pin is going to have multiple tasks associated with it. So that'll be kind of fun to work through. And then even taking that a step further, we're going to have a repeater within a repeater within a repeater, because each task might have multiple links, and I want to make sure that that looks nice and easy to manage those links, rather than just supplying a big field here. It would probably be better. So right here we've got a link within a link, so we can add multiple links right here. So that'll probably be easier for the client. Again, we're going to adjust that. So that's kind of where we're at in this process, and yeah, hope you like kind of what this little series is turning out to be, and then see how we fully put this together. Okay, cool.